We all remember her, Major Margaret Houlihan, head nurse at the 4077th MS H, tall, blonde, and very army. Hot Lips, they called her. A nickname she didn't much care for. She was more than a nickname. Much more. She was a vital part of our makeshift family. A family forged in the crucible of war. Margaret arrived as a by-the-book soldier. She believed in regulations and protocol. She often clashed with us. Hawkeye and Trapper, then BJ. We weren't always easy to get along with, but war has a way of changing people. It changed her. It changed all of us. We saw her grow. We saw her soften just a bit. Her journey on MS H was quite something. From a somewhat stern figure often seen with Frank Burns, to a more rounded, complex woman. She showed her vulnerability and compassion. Loretta Swit played her perfectly. She brought such depth to Margaret. It wasn't just a role. It was a transformation. We watched it unfold, week after week. She was a fine nurse, an excellent head nurse. She ran a tight ship in the OR and in the nurses' quarters too. She had to be tough. The conditions were appalling. The work was relentless. The pressure, immense. She stood up for her nurses. She fought for better supplies. She cared deeply, even when she tried to hide it. That was Margaret. Strong, capable, and ultimately, very human. A true professional, a presence that left a lasting impact, a character we won't forget. Loretta Swit wasn't born in an army hospital. She came from Passaic, New Jersey. Born on November 4, 1937, her parents were of Polish descent. She grew up dreaming of performing, studied at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, started in theater honing her craft. Then Hollywood beckoned, guest appearances on popular shows, leading to MS H in 1972, the role of Major Margaret Houlihan. It made her a household name. Margaret Houlihan was more than just a character. She became an icon, especially for women. Strong female characters were not so common. Not like Margaret, anyway. She was a major in the U.S. Army, a head nurse in a war zone. She held a position of authority. She commanded respect. She evolved. She grew out of that initial mold. She became a real person. Flawed, yes, but also strong, resilient, and intelligent. Section 4. Setting the record straight. Truths and tall tales. Over the years, stories can get twisted. Rumors can start. It happens with famous folk and famous shows. Loretta Swit is no exception. One common misconception is about the nickname Hot Lips. People wonder if she, Loretta, hated it. Well, the character Margaret certainly did. And Loretta understood why. It was demeaning. It reduced Margaret to a physical attribute. Loretta often spoke about wanting the character to move beyond it. Some folks might think Loretta left MS H early or wanted to. That's not quite right. She was there for all 11 seasons. From the first episode to the very last, goodbye, farewell, and amen. A remarkable commitment. There were contract negotiations, sure, but she stayed. She was dedicated to Margaret and to the MS H family. We were all in it together. Loretta Swit is a respected actress, a dedicated artist. Her portrayal of Margaret Houlihan speaks for itself. Section 5. Beyond the 4077th, Loretta's life after MS H. When the helicopters finally flew away and MS H ended in 1983, life didn't stop for Loretta Swit. Loretta continued to act. She returned to her first love, the theater. She starred in many plays both on Broadway and off. She even played Agnes Gooch in Mame and Sister Aloysius in Doubt. She's a gifted stage actress, always has been. She also appeared in other television programs and films too. Though MS H remains her most famous role, understandably so. It was a phenomenon, but she didn't rest on her laurels. She explored other characters, other stories. She wrote a book too, Switheart, the watercolor artistry and animal activism of Loretta Swit. It showcases another side of her, her talent as an artist, her beautiful paintings. And that brings us to her activism. Loretta is a passionate advocate for animals, animal rights, and animal welfare. This is a cause very close to her heart. She has worked tirelessly for many organizations for many years now. She uses her voice, her platform, to speak for those who cannot. Her life after MS*H has been full of creativity, full of purpose. She hasn't faded into obscurity, far from it. She continues to inspire both through her past work and her ongoing efforts. Section 6. The Enduring Legacy, MS*H, Margaret and Us All. MS*H was more than just a television show. It was a cultural event. It touched so many lives, it made us laugh, it made us cry. Sometimes all in the same episode. It spoke about war, about humanity, about friendship, and it did so with honesty and heart. That's why it endures, why people still watch it today. All these years later, it's timeless in its own way. The cast was a huge part of that magic. We were a team, an ensemble. Each character was unique. Each actor brought something special. Loretta Swit as Major Houlihan was integral. She was one of us. Her evolution as Margaret, from a rigid rule follower to a compassionate, strong woman, it was one of the show's great story arcs. It resonated deeply with viewers. It still does. She gave us a character to root for. Margaret Houlihan remains an important figure, a role model even. She showed strength in a man's world. She showed resilience in the face of adversity. She wasn't perfect, none of us are, but she was real. Loretta made her real. And that reality is why we remember her, why we cherish her. The legacy of MS*H is profound. It changed television comedy, and Loretta Swit, our Margaret, is a vital part of that legacy.